Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Joy of Travel. Today, we are going to be talking about the land of the pharaohs, the mysteries of the Nile. We are going to be discussing Egypt. And my very special guest today is Tarek Mousa, and he is the chairman and CEO of Egypt and Beyond Travel, coming to us live from Cairo. Tarek, welcome.
Hi, hello, Joy, and everyone. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to talk about Egypt.
Oh, this is wonderful. Now, I am going to say that this actually is the first destination that I've highlighted that I personally have not been.
Okay, we have to change that, Joy.
I think we should. And so you are going to be my guide as well as the viewer's guide. Now, one thing that we always sort of cover initially when we sort of start the interview is I want to talk a little bit about how COVID affected Egypt, the tourism, and let's say, how are things going with your vaccine rollout today?
Sure. As you know, COVID started hit Egypt badly mid-March 2020. Then we stopped all international flights, everything. The government took it seriously, took strong precautions, lockdowns, curfews, and people adapt to this. And and the numbers were not so high. Somehow, because we had a vaccine when we were children, children, whatever, we did not have the same numbers that most of the world did somehow.
Right.
So, and the government subsidizes, how all medication for people who got sick, and the numbers of dead people were not that huge. With numbers would be between 30, 40 per day. Injured people about 300-400 per day, and gone up a little bit till July last year, then gone down. At the moment, we had a bad wave 4 weeks ago. Now it's slowing down a lot. The vaccination started mid-March to doctors this year, doctors and then elderly people. Then the government decided for people of tourism have highest priority after these two, and to encourage tourism to come back again to Egypt. And the government took serious precautions of tourism now in Egypt, like it's 50% occupancy of everything: restaurants, hotels, Nile cruises, buses, everything. So it's more safety for everyone, and encourages people to come and visit Egypt. The government has a plan to vaccinate about between 40 to 50% by end of this year of the Egypt population, because we are 100 million people.
Right. So, but as you say, Egypt has overall a fairly young population when it comes to the demographic too. So that, of course, you wouldn't have been hit as hard with actual casualties as much. But it is nice to know that, you have implemented, the things with the occupancy and the sanitary and that sort of thing. Now, as far as Canadians and Americans flying to Egypt, upon arrival in Cairo, you have to provide a negative COVID PCR test that's within 72 hours of departure, correct?
Correct.
And then you have the regular entry visa into Egypt, which is done upon arrival as well.
Upon arrival for Canadian and US citizens, or it can be done at home. But it's so easy. We organize it for you. We need just passport copies, and we organize it for you here. Very easy.
Okay, that's good to know. So again, this is why, why I so enjoy working with an in-destination supplier when I'm sending you to places that, we would term perhaps more exotic. And you want to be in the capable hands of somebody who actually lives in the country, understands the country, and even more so understands the expectation of the North American traveler as well. So I am going to put you into the very capable hands of Tarek, and he is going to now take us on this beautiful journey for, I would guess, is more along the lines of a first-time visit to Egypt, correct?
Right, that's right, Joe.
That's wonderful. Right. Let's get started.
Let's do that. Okay. Okay, we will start. Okay. Here is, this is a very nice, we'll start, well, basically what I'm going to show you, it's what it's a regular tour to Egypt do, the basic that for the first time visitor. And I'll
Okay.
tell you a little bit twist that we do for the discerning the traveler, like your
That's
client.
right. Because you can actually put together some very unique and customized things as well. That's great.
This is our specialty. I took this picture myself of the sauna lights of the pyramids a few years ago, and see how wonderful it is. It's done.
Yeah.
It's overnight in English. I'll tell you a little bit of facts quickly about Egypt. Ahlan wa sahlan means welcome to Egypt. The capital city is Cairo, and Egypt has 1 million square meters of the distance. Population is over 105 million. And
Okay.
yes, we speak Arabic, but English is widely spoken.
Right.
The currency is very good now for the US dollar and Canadian dollar. For the US, it's 15.6. For the Canadian dollar, it's 12 and a half Egyptian pound. It used to be 8 pounds 4 years ago. So it's really
Right.
good power for Canadian market here.
Good buying money.
They can spend more. That's
Yay.
right. Yes. And as Joy said, you need a negative PCR test to Egypt upon 72 hours prior to arrival, even if you are vaccinated. The current
Right.
as it stands currently. This may or may not change in the near future. On the left hand,
Everything is changing. Exactly.
hopefully keep changing to better, and we become
I
back
hope
to
so.
normality. But
But
we are
it's important to note that there's no quarantine required as long as you have that negative test.
absolutely, absolutely.
Wonderful.
Is a quick map about Egypt, like really a very simple destination Egypt is. Flying to Cairo, and from Canada, there are daily flights via Europe to Cairo, daily
Right.
flights. And American Airlines, Canadian Airlines as well, they fly to Cairo via Europe. If I basically arrive to Cairo, spend 3-4 days, which I'll go through in details, like what you do on the sightseeing tours of Cairo. Then you sail, you fly from Cairo to Luxor, which Luxor has 20% of the world history. Then you sail from Luxor to Aswan on a 4-night Nile cruise, wonderful experience. Then you back to Cairo and depart home. Usually that could be done between 8 to 11 days, depending on your schedule and your desire, what you want to do in Egypt.
That's wonderful. Great.
Yeah, right. This is one of the things you will see on your second day of arrival to Cairo. Is the current Egyptian museum, which was built early 1900s, and this museum is going to be there for quite a while, even with the opening of the new museum. And this is one of the wonders you see in there, the mask of Tutankhamun. This is 24 karat gold. Heavy, it's so heavy. I can't remember the weight. The two guys know it better, but it's so heavy. And this is how amazing it. I've seen it a few hundred times, and each time I look at it is admiration.
It's something new. Exactly. Yeah. I don't think you can't ever get used to the antiquities that surround you, because then life just becomes boring.
Exactly right. Exactly. And I'm sure you have seen recently, which made a big propaganda for Egypt, the parade of the mummies, moving the mummies from that museum.
Yes.
That museum to its new museum, Ancient Civilization, that was covered worldwide. And very nice. If you go later on, Joy, and Google Royal Parade Egypt, what has been done on this? It is amazing.
Okay.
The mummies from this museum to the new Royal Museum, unbelievable.
Okay.
So now we are building the new Egyptian Museum, Grand Egyptian Museum, which should be ready late 2022. They have been saying it will finish for 5 or 6 years, but there is always delays. But it's going to be amazing. It's huge, the largest museum in the world for one civilization, the Pharaoh civilization. It's going to be
For one particular civilization. Yeah. Jeez.
Now you cannot come to Egypt and take you to a tour. Thank God I had dinner. This is what you see in front of you. It's typical Egyptian sweets and dessert meal, main meal, and appetizers.
Yeah, I actually watch a lot of those cooking shows, and I know for a fact that Egyptian cuisine is really starting to show up on an international level, the Egyptian food. Is it spicy? Is it a spicy kind of cuisine?
Yeah, it is like medium spicy, not hot, but it tastes quite tasty. Not hot like Indian or like
No,
it's quite tasty, rich because of the rich in taste because of the rich soil we have around the River Nile. You know,
right?
so it really produce lovely things. So that's quickly top right hand side. This is a plate of a dish of mezzes that we can have this with breakfast or lunch or dinner. Falafel, some Egyptian sambusa, the ziki, Egyptian moussaka. We all share the same name, whether in Greece, Israel, Lebanon. We all claim that this is our thing.
That's your
So
okay.
it tastes different in each country. If you
Of
have
course. Yeah.
this is different from what you have in Egypt or Israel, so quite different. So
Okay.
the middle top left hand side, this is dessert called Ali. It's a very nice sweet dessert with pistachios and nuts. Next to it, this plate of which you can see with pasta that is called koshari, and this is the most popular meal in Egypt. It's
Okay.
tourists and the richest eat this at least once a week. This
Okay.
koshari, it's made of brown lentils, pasta, rice, chickpeas, tomato, and fried onion. Really
Okay.
healthy. Really
So
good
very
health.
filling.
Yeah. So that's enough of food now for the time
Enough
being.
of food.
This is my house, my
And
family,
this
my
is Rick Steves.
and yes, Rex Steve. I was honored that Rick Steves had chosen Egypt and Beyond and myself to co-host his Egypt travel show that was aired last year in USA and Canada. And he came to my house and filmed dinner with Egyptian families, and we all appeared on the USA and Canadian TV, and 75 million people have watched it. So I became suddenly famous. And when business comes,
Congratulations.
so I was
Wonderful. A celebrity.
very, very lucky and honored that to have this honor that Rick Steve that work with us. Phil, it's not only work, but he showed as well that I appear with him in many parts of the show, which were as his guide, and it was really, really great opportunity. And in Egypt, that happened once in a lifetime. And
Yes.
I was
Oh, wonderful.
here. I'll go quickly. This is the a 7 second shot to show you what Egypt and Beyond can offer you of a private tour at dawn at the pyramids. Just our people, our group, nobody else allowed to visit from 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. The pyramids open at 7. Just look and just listen and feel to what you're gonna see. It's only 7 seconds.
Okay. Look at that. No crowds at all. That's amazing.
Yeah, this is it. This is our bus, our people. Just as the pyramid, I swear to God, on this day, the 18 of the group were crying. They were
Yeah.
crying for the beauty and the feel and the look at the pyramid just for them at dawn, for them like different world. This is one of the little things we do. Private
No.
opening thing can be at the
And
pyramid.
you know, let's face it, people often, when it comes to Egypt, they might make Egypt a one-time only sort of visit. So really the ability to put together a private customized tour is so worth your while, because you know truly the cost of something like that in Egypt is far less expensive than, let's say, other countries, Italy or something like that. So this is the place to definitely allow yourself to splurge a little and really, really take advantage of a private sort of experience like this. I agree 100%.
Absolutely, absolutely. This is the points of difference that we are able to make your trip very, very special. This we are very lucky in Egypt and Beyond. We own our own buses and vehicles. We have 20 of these buses. And this is our American clients. We were here last month from Boston. And we had a great time, and you can see they're wearing the mask there. Hopefully, when you guys come and visit Egypt and you yourself
May not have to.
and not do this, hopefully.
Here's wishing. Yes.
But, this is a part of your tour as well. After the museum, you go and see the citadel of Muhammad Ali. This is a wonderful old mosque built over 200 years ago. And this is our valued clients. Took a picture. We always take a picture like this and send it. If this is your client, Jay, will send you a picture of your clients. Mr.
Oh, nice.
We have been to the Citadel today. If there is a picture, then you can share it in your Facebook. My clients are in Egypt having a great time. So we always like to interact with you guys as agents and the clients, and you can send it to the relatives of the clients, your parents, your family are having a great time in Egypt.
Letting everyone know that everybody's good. Exactly. That's great.
And this is like inside this citadel, the Muhammad Ali Citadel. This is our group and listening to the tour guide to the right-hand side, explaining what's happening. And they are looking, this is the ceiling of this citadel. Look how beautiful and the attention to detail.
Unbelievable.
I find it amazing.
Is that gold filigree again, or?
This is inside the citadel, and this is gold. This is
it again. Wow. Unbelievable.
Well, then we are the following day go to the pyramids. After we finish the pyramids tour, we take you afterwards the ladies that we support the local families who handmade carpets, and we take you to the shops that show their work, and you can have a look, support them by buying something small. You don't have to buy anything. Like shopping in our tours is not a compulsory. This you are paying for a tour. We don't have to other companies that will force you to take you to a shop and you have to buy something and somebody take permission of this. This is not part of. We tell you what there is so and so, and if you are interested, you go and look, and that's why like it's complete freedom of what you go and see during your day too. And as I said, it's a private tour. You have the freedom to start and finish when you want. Then we have done the Cairo sightseeing, pyramids, museum, citadel, and Saqqara. Then we fly for this is the Karnak temple in Luxor. On day 4, usually, you would fly from Cairo to Luxor about 50-minute flight, and then join Nile cruise for 4 nights. Basically, the Nile cruise acts as a floating hotel. It's not like the big cruise liners. The Nile is you are on the 2 banks of the Nile, and you are on this boat for 4 nights. And the actual you sail within 2 days. Like Monday you check in, do sightseeing, the boat is docked. Tuesday afternoon you start sailing. The whole sailing is 16 hours in this 4 nights.
Okay.
Then you are from one port to another and see the sightseeing in each place. We spend 2 days in Luxor because Luxor simply has 20% of the world's monuments. It's amazing. If you dig anywhere in the land of Luxor, you will get monuments. You will get something. Seriously, it is amazing. So this is the Karnak temple. Still in the Karnak temple there. That's what you get
now,
to see.
How old is something like that? Like how far back does that date?
We're going back 4,000 BC for this. It is looking serious history.
They built things to last back then.
True. Very true. And we are lucky in Egypt that we don't have many earthquakes. It's one every 100 years or so. So we're quite safe on this.
Good.
This is the beginning of the Luxor temple, one of the amazing sites in Luxor. Look how beautiful it is at night and with how it's lit. One of the most favorite experience for clients in Egypt is doing ballooning, hot air ballooning in Luxor.
Oh yeah, I could see that.
Seeing the sights in there with a bird's eye. Look how beautiful this is. I took all these pictures myself while doing ballooning flights with our valued clients. Look how amazing this is.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I think what's really unique about it is that you see kind of, the modern sort of like in the right-hand side of the picture here, or I'm sorry, the left-hand side of the picture, you've got kind of the modern world. And then on the other side is you see, something that's been dug out of the side of a hill that dates back, as you say, 4,000 or 5,000 years. It's unbelievable. Absolutely incredible that people grow up so close to something like that, like so close to your history. It's incredible.
And you'll be surprised, Joy, when on the feedback we get from flights at the end of the tour, they would say, we would ask them, what was the highlight of your tour? What is the most single act about Egypt? Some people would say dinner with Egyptian family. Most people would say ballooning in Luxor. They serious, like not the pyramids, not the museum. They would say one of the
No.
most amazing experiences.
Well, yeah,
How
I mean,
cool
it's
is
such a
this?
contrast. I think that's why. I mean, it's just incredible.
Absolutely. This is Nefertiti temple in Luxor. This is that needs a private visit. Only 100 people allowed to see this per day. Look how amazing the condition and the colors are. This is as it was open painted yesterday. That's how it looks.
Unbelievable. Now, I would imagine that there's a lot of restoration work that's required in order to keep things like this, right? Yeah.
We have a ministry for antiquities, a ministry for antiquities.
Wow. Okay.
Okay, one of the things, local experience you will get when you are in Luxor, for example, this is a house of a local family in Luxor. You will be driving by or walking by. This house basically is telling you that the owner of this house, you see these camels and horse on the walls of the house, is telling you basically, I've been honored, I've been to Mecca for pilgrim, and I've done one of the 5 pillars of Islam, and this show, and painting the house from outside, telling the story. He sees the aeroplane there that he flew to Saudi Arabia and back. That's one of the, it's amazing.
It's the history of his, I love that.
Look, I was just walking with a group in Luxor, and I just saw this house, and I said, I'd like to take this photo, and I took it. I've been showing it to people, and most people like it.
That's too, I know, it's great. It's what a way. I mean, most people have a slideshow. This fellow just paints the side of his house.
Same thing, another house, and you can see this is the old city. It's all built of mud. This is mud.
Okay.
Okay, now we are on the Nile cruise. We have a little bit of fun. Ladies get at night on the Paris night for something called Galabeya party. Get ready for the Galabeya party. Get dressed like this, like Egyptian. And we have a dancing night, and we have lots of fun. That's one of the activities you have. Each night on the Nile cruise, there is an activity and a theme for dinner as well. Egyptian dinner, international dinner from Upper Egypt, Luxor, and Aswan. So everything is different. This is one of our wonderful tour guides, Mona. She's dressed in a upper Egyptian lady dress. This is very expensive, this dress, because it's all handmade.
Wow.
All handmade, all the knitting and all of that stuff. It is amazing. Look at her beautiful smile. Mona is
I was just thinking that. What a beautiful smile.
Okay, when we are on the cruise as well, we are doing the tour now. You see, Luxor sightseeing. We are moving a little bit now. This is towards Aswan. This is the Philae temple, which you go there by motorboat. Of course, your tour guide will tell you exactly more details about the history of this and all of this. But it's just amazing living this place by motorboat, being on the Nile. You know, the mountains on the side and the greenery and the Nile, the contrast. The whole thing is just. It gives you positive vibes, and seriously make you happy.
Yeah.
And this is part of it too. But this is sailing the Nile. You get one part of the itinerary as well as a fluke on the Nile like this, and you see the mountain in there. It's just
right. No, but I think again, it goes to show you that as much as things have changed, so much is exactly the same.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
As originally it is, and as simple as possible. This is simple, but simple things are the best.
Yes.
Okay, one of the highlights once you've done your 4-night cruise is you have an optional tour. Then is to fly for 25 minutes to the temple of Abu Simbel. Abu Simbel temple is a miracle. This was relaunched and rebuilt in 1968, because that was this temple was going to go under the Lake Nasser because of the high dam was built in Egypt in the 1968.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Yeah. So the UNESCO gathered up and said, no, I'm gonna that was supposed to be underwater forever, and then you can go and swim, see it.
Yeah.
So the UNESCO collected money, and they made a project made by Egyptians to move this up about 34 meters up because the water levels have gone up this far. So it was preserved like this. And amazing, this was King Ramses built it for his queen Nefertari. And each year, twice a year, on 22 October and 22 November, the king's 22 October, he became a king. 22 February, it's his birthday. And the sun, it's in the middle there between the two statues, comes on his face at 6:30 a.m. spot on and say good morning to him. Tell me how engineering this is done and how they have done it. No idea. No, nobody knows. It's just
And when you and you consider that it's been moved and it still works.
Yes, exactly. And I don't suggest to come and visit Egypt or this side on the 22nd of October or 22nd of February.
It wouldn't hurt.
It's better to watch it on TV because it's so crowded and I don't like it. Seriously.
Oh, yeah. So that's something to keep in mind. But, speaking of which, we're talking about different times of the year. Is there any best time to visit Egypt, or is the weather in Egypt good all the time?
No, there is a best time and shoulder time. Best time,
Okay.
the best time is October till end of April. That's the best time. Okay?
October to April. Okay.
October to April. And it's called the high season, except New Year and Easter are peak. May to September are good times to come. May, June, and September, good times to come. It's a bit warm, but dry heat. July, August, it's quite hot, but it's again dry heat. Like in the past, I used to say to people, do not come in July, August, it's quite hot. But in the last 5-6 years, we've had many Americans, groups and individuals, Canadians are coming in July and August due to school holidays, special occasions. And actually people liked it. And that the heat is no humidity, it's a dry heat. That helps a bit.
It's a dry heat.
Dry heat. Listening, and we do the sightseeing in the morning. So I don't recommend July and August, but if you have to come, it's okay. But avoid it if you can. But the prices are much lower during this time. But it's
Of course, it's all relative, right?
Lower usually. But this is another angle of the Abu Simbel. See how amazing and how huge. I cannot describe how huge this is until you come yourself.
I know. And you consider that it was all done by hand.
That's amazing, amazing.
Yeah.
There's no machinery, no nothing. This is a part of the special experiences we do, special events for our small groups, an incentive. This is a private dinner for a small group of people at the Abu Simbel at night. This is simply for our group of people, like what I showed you earlier at the pyramids. This is what you get to see at Abu Simbel at night, something special. This is our points of difference. Okay, moving from the, I cannot cover all the Egypt sightseeing. That could take us hours because you spend 9 to 12 days to see what I've just shown you in a few minutes. So I'll talk quickly about the sort of accommodations we have in Egypt. But keep in mind, when we say 4-star Egypt, Canadian or USA standard, what would be 3-star? But the starring system is not as efficient as it is in Canada or USA.
Okay.
When you say 4-star, expect that to get something like 3-star Canada. But this is a 5-star hotel Steigenberger, and we classify 4-star plus 4.5-star Egypt and beyond classification because we know our own clients and our agents and what we promote to them, and we take responsibility for what we promote to you because we recommend this to you. We don't know, so experience ourselves. You trust us, and we build our reputation built on trust. And we cannot muck around with our capital. And this is for the high-end 4-season Paris residence by the Nile, complete luxury. This is one of the new hotels as well. This is actually opened 3 months ago, St. Regis.
St. Regis, wow, beautiful.
And wonderful view from the Ritz-Carlton. And this is where I got Rick Steve stayed at. And one of his recommendations, Rick Steve, because of the excellent security and comfort, he usually stays in 4-star hotels, but in Egypt, he recommended in his show that said, when you are in Egypt, splurge for comfort and fun. extra security at these hotels, police security, check-up points, and all of this. And this is something you need in Egypt and everywhere. So it's one of his quotes that declares for comfort when you are in
Yeah, like it's real concierge service. That's really lovely.
Exactly right, exactly right. And this is a view from the Ritz-Carlton over the Egyptian Museum. That's on your left-hand side.
I'm
Amazing.
actually surprised to see how much greenery there is in Cairo. You know, you always assume that Egypt is so dry, but I guess within the city itself, there obviously is some irrigation and that sort of stuff. It's pretty, very pretty.
But Nana, you'll see plenty of green in Cairo, believe me. Outside Cairo, plenty of desert.
Okay.
It's a great experience that hotel stay is Sofitel Aswan Al Cataract. Why? This hotel where Agatha Christie wrote the book Death on the Nile. This hotel, look at the views. Look, this is from the Nile looking at the hotel. Now look the other way around. This is inside the hotel.
Oh my gosh. It's so old world. It's fabulous.
This is over 150 years old hotel. And that used to be actually a palace for King Farouk in the early 1900s.
Oh yeah,
Look
okay.
at the view and the greenery and the Nile from there and from your balcony. It's magical. Okay, moving now to the Nile cruises. This is how we do the Nile, the sightseeing between Luxor and Aswan. This Nile cruise becomes your home for 4 nights, 5 days. And that's a best sailing. There are shorter sailing, 3 nights, 4 days, but they're not good because it's done in a rush way. So we do not recommend it unless you have a very limited time in Egypt and no other way around it. But if you have the time, you do minimum 4 nights cruise in Luxor. This is one of Akamar Nile cruise. It's 54 cabins, recently renovated, one of the nicest boats on the Nile. You can see the top deck, the sun deck in there. That's going for a swim in there. And actually, I got Rick stayed at this cruise when he was filming his show in Egypt. Look how nice the cabin is. The Nile, on any boats we use, they have Nile view. So there is no outside or inside cabin, like big
Okay.
Because I get this question all the time. Is it inside or outside? No, it's all outside with Nile view.
Wonderful. Cruises themselves, does it include everything? Is that all your meals, all your touring, everything is included in the price?
Except drinks. It doesn't include drinks.
It doesn't include drinks. Okay. Talk about Egypt and Beyond, your tour company. What does Beyond mean? What else do you offer? What other countries?
Yeah, Beyond, it took me a long time to make this name for Egypt. Beyond is referring to 2 things. It's beyond expectation, the type of service you will get. It's always exceed your expectation. That's number 1.
Wonderful.
And Egypt as a destination, and that's beyond Egypt. Beyond Egypt is Israel, Jordan, Dubai. We do Turkey. We do Morocco. But the main core of the business and the company headquarters is in Egypt. And because many people, especially from Canada, USA, and Australia is a very big market for us because I'm Australian citizen and I used to live there for 15 years. So I have a big agency there. Basically, for this faraway destinations, people will fly this distance. They will come not to visit just Egypt. Most Canadians come and visit Egypt and Jordan. I would say 65% of our people do both this together. Another 15-20% will do Egypt and Israel, and the other will do just Egypt. But most Canadians come and do, because if with one international airfare, you can cover 3 countries: Egypt, Jordan, and Israel. You fly into Cairo from anywhere in Canada, fly into Cairo, then you finish Egypt, then you fly from Egypt to Jordan, 1-hour flight, then do a tour of Jordan, either go home or road transfer between Jordan to Israel, do Israel tour, and fly back home. So with one international airfare, you've done 3 countries or 2 countries.
Right. No, and I agree 100%. I just wanted you to mention that so that people understand conceptually just how close all of these countries are. So it's really wonderful. Tarek, thank you so much for giving such a wonderful presentation. This is really, really amazing. I know I'm coming to Egypt as soon as I can. And I know that the rest of my clients are definitely looking forward to coming to visit you as well. So to everyone that is listening, again, I cannot stress enough how important it is to deal with somebody who knows the destination, and dealing with an in-destination supplier allows people like myself to be able to give you things that are based on your budget, on your expectations, and be able to guarantee you a wonderful level of safety and expertise. Again, Tarek, thank you so much. I will have you back again because I would love to learn more about Jordan and Israel as well.
Absolutely. Thank you, Joe, for the opportunity. It's been wonderful. And I look
Terrific.
forward to welcoming you and your clients to Egypt and beyond.
Terrific. Thank you so much. And to everyone else, thank you for joining us. And we will be back again next week with something brand new. Take care.